All right, everybody. Here we
You
are,
weren't
Champ
born into a
Select.
rich family. That's probably why.
I mean, that is true. I definitely was not.
All right, here we go. We got the first two bands out, Jahadre.
Junglers, both junglers.
We're still seeing the Nocturne bands like we have for I think every turn we've done so far. Nobody wants to deal with the darkness.
Now, do you think that that's because every jungler happens to play Nocturne, or is it just too strong of a pick, or more of a preference thing and just someone your team just literally never wants to fight?
The darkness is just so strong in organized play. Because if you're on the other team, right, like you've got to be staring. You have to kind of think of when the fights are going to start and be ready to TP, because you have to do it exactly when he hits his ultimate, so you can join the fight. So it makes it really hard for your other team to join in and see what's going on unless you're within your own visual range, because you have no vision.
Right.
Wards go down, like you can put wards down and it doesn't do anything for you. You'll be thinking like, wait, my ward didn't work.
Does it even cancel out the control wards?
Oh,
I don't
it
think I've
cancels
ever
out
looked
everything,
at
because I've
everything.
put a control ward down before and thought I didn't. I was wondering why my ward didn't work, and then I was like, oh yeah, darkness blocks out everything.
Aha. What a unique skill.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that he became such a high priority ban was because they increased the duration of the paranoia. I think it went up to like 6 seconds in the dark.
I don't remember. There's so many patches in this game. I can usually only remember the latest one or two of some of the changes. So
Yeah,
we did have a lot of changes onto this patch. Like there's some items that got adjusted, buffed, nerfed. So like I know Essence Reaver gained 5 AD, but like 5 AD you wouldn't think as much, but it's actually pretty darn good. I know Smolder himself just after that patch went from like a 45 or 44% win rate to a 48. And I think part of that is the item buff, because that's usually his rush item. So anyone who rushes that is probably going to get a bit of a buff with the 5 AD. And then we had some nerfs, so we're probably going to see some item changes there where people aren't maybe rushing an item or changing their build. So.
All right, so we have our first lock-ins here, and we get the way.
No way.
Yes. Yes, way. I can't wait.
Oh, you're converting me. Stop.
I did nothing. Don't you blame me for this.
Making me laugh at your dad jokes, and this is unacceptable.
Way to go. All right. So, I was making my breakfast this morning. I rewatched the Champion Spotlight, and I wrote down the combos, right? QQ, QW, EW, all that. I put their names down. I studied them. I think I'm about 71% memorized now. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I also learned a couple things about his spells. For example, his QW, the Severing Bolt. Did you know it deals more damage if they're or immobilized or low on health?
Yes, I did know that.
I did not know that. So, kudos to me.
Aurelion Sol really, really like super buffed. Like came out way too strong. Had like a 58% win rate, 57. They, really high anyway. Above 55, which is usually broken.
Yeah.
And they nerfed him. He doesn't stack as fast on the Q now, down to 2 from 3. I know I saw a bunch of people crying online about how they made him unplayable. He still has like a 53% win rate now after that. And I played him, and I think the change of the mechanic to where his Q is, you want to early trade with people to get your stacks. I think it's way better for him. And I think the strength they put into him is really strong with that, with the adjustments. He's overtuned still, but I really like how they did change it. I think it makes him funner early, so you're not just sitting there farming into your tower, ignoring your people in the lane. So
yeah, they talked about that on the dive as well, about how that it's a directional move. It wasn't meant to, make him stronger. He was still a strong champion, but instead it was trying to increase interaction with other champions.
Yeah, and it did.
And that's, mission accomplished.
I really like too that they made it so you want to level his W first instead of his E, because that's one thing I didn't like about the rework. I'm like, this guy, this dragon was known for flying around the map and nuking people around the map, and now you don't want to do that because your E takes so long to level up. It's the last thing you level up.
Right.
So I really like that. I like the team comp I'm seeing here.
I want to call out
Jarvan, Aurelion Sol.
I want to call out the Teemo hover from Death on the side of Team Unknown. I saw you. It's been a joke since I've been casting this team, and I appreciate you, Death. Yeah, I'm with you though. That team comp is very good because the Jarvan and the Maokai can lock down
Eyes closed.
multiple targets so that Aurelion Sol
So
can land the big ultimate. Like he'll hit everything anyway, especially when you get the Skies Descend. But when you can lock them down, it guarantees all of that damage. You get the extra
it's like
stacks.
having the
layers
rumble
the
in
crowd
the Jarvan,
control
right?
is
Where you
huge.
call it the hot pot or the volcano that you make. So I don't know what
Yeah,
you call
yeah.
this with the Aurelion Soul Jarvan, but I like those type of counters where someone can't just get out of the ultimate if they don't have flash.
Another good thing to add on there would be maybe not I was thinking Bard because he's got that big AoE ultimate, but actually Braum would be pretty good. Getting
Yeah.
that knock up. And
And Maokai is, as of right now, like the best support in the game. Highest win rate actually of all champions in the game. He's at 54.7%. So great, strong pickup, number one. We got Varus on the other side. I'm assuming we're gonna go with on or not on. I don't think you want to go on hit.
we should
Varus
see the
this time.
Taric.
I think you want poke Varus because later on in the game, Aurelion Sol will just nuke you if you get close. I think you want to sit back and poke him out because that's what he tends to be weaker to. Is if you can hit him from range and poke him. I think these team comps are pretty interesting. They've got a lot of nice CC. They both have engage. I think these are really good team comps. A
Yeah.
lot of damage coming from mid and bot lane with the Varus and Hui. You can poke with both. You can nuke the teams.
You've also got good front to back because you have Camille, Jarvan, and Maokai, which Camille is another one of those really good champions to pair with this combo. It's another lockdown. And Maokai in the support position means he can just wander around making people miserable with all the crowd control. But then on the other side, you have Ornn and Taric. Could you imagine how long it already takes to kill Ornn? You have to add on another 3 or 4 seconds of invulnerability from the Taric. That guy's not going to die later in the game if he's the target of the ultimate.
I really like the Taric pick because they're going to try to wombo combo you, right? Camille, Jarvan, Aurelion Sol, Maokai, like Kai said, they're going to try to dive on your team and blow up your carries instantly. If you're positioned right and you've got that Taric, if you can time his ultimate at the right time, you can negate a ton of that damage and probably turn the fight around. So I think there's really good answers for both teams because you can poke with Hui and Varus. You've got good engage. You've got good tank with Ornn. Taric can save your life. He's got stuns. The other side, you've got a lot of CC as well. Good engage. I mean, I just think these are really well-rounded team comps.
I'm looking at the damage dispersion. I think there's more DPS on the side of Crush Counter on the blue side, and a lot more burst on the side of Team Unknown. Right, you've got the knockup from the Ornn and the Brittle proc. Elise is a burst mage. Hui doesn't really do a whole lot of damage per second. And then if you're going the on-hit Varus, you can do that. But like you're saying, we're looking more at a poke style. And that's not going to do as well against Camille, Jarvan, and Maokai. You just won't be able to burst through those champions that quickly.
Well, yeah, that's why I think the Taric was a good pick. The shields, healing, plus the ultimate. Like I say, he's hard to play, like to get your ultimate timing right, but he can save them a lot. And then if you dive away and you don't kill him, he can combo you, and he's got huge AoE and just nuke down your team like all the squishies. So, I mean, I've seen plenty of dives on Hui's where you dive, don't kill him, has a little bit of health left, and he just blasts you with a full combo and you die at the tower, and you can't get away because of the ultimate slow and the passive. You can hit 2 spells, it adds more damage. So I think both the teams will be really fun to watch. They both have strengths and weaknesses, and it definitely, like most games, it comes down to how you operate your champion and move around the map to what really wins. Because you hear a lot like, oh, you got outdrafted, but the only way being outdrafted works is if you play your team comp to its full potential, right?
Agreed.
And most people can't do that.
One of the other really cool things about Team Unknown is going to be their ability to dive turrets. again with the Taric, either the healing or the ultimate, and then the aggro drop from the Elise, we should be able to see a few really clutch dives coming in where they're able to juggle that turret aggro, make themselves successful without really losing anything.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I think this is one of the coolest drafts I've seen in the series so far, just because based on what each comp wants to do and the answers they have for the other one. Because honestly, if one of these comps gets going, it's probably going to be hard for the other one to fight the other one just based off the weapons they have. Because if Varus gets ahead, you're not going to be able to stack your armor fast enough on Jarvan. You're going to get poked out. You go in, Maokai is going to peel you off, or not Maokai, excuse me. Tarik's going to peel you off. He's going to ult. You're going to have Ornn hitting everyone with those knockups, or the other way around. If you don't get ahead, you can't poke them down enough to make them care, and they're just going to dive on you. So
two more things to look for.
Want to be close.
I apologize for interrupting you there.
Oh, you're fine.
Two more things to look for. We have our invade coming in. Do we see... Okay, we got the twisted advance and the jump. Kodo Draco's in some trouble. He jumps up on the rappel, and flashes the wall. He just might make it out alive. Kiroro might be caught now. He's in a 1v3. Kiroro is going to have to flash as well. He does make it over the wall. 2 flashes burned on the side of Team Unknown. That was quite the invade coming out of Crush Counter.
Yeah, that's a really good play for them to do that. They get the flashes in the bot lane early, so they're probably going to be able to bully this lane around a lot more than they would have because they don't have any way out. Both of them are really immobile. Cavalier, he's Varus. He has to have flash up to really be safe. So now without that flash, it's going to make it really easy for Jarvan to come down there and get some ganks early, especially with Maokai and how he can just point and click and CC you and then knock you back into the team. I think bot lane is going to have to play really safe early now.
Absolutely. And one of those things to watch for is Maokai is not going to be exceptionally tanky like he is when he plays in the jungle or on the top lane, because he's got that support itemization. He's going to be low on the farm, and so he's going to have to time everything really well to make sure that he doesn't just instantly die after starting the engages, which is his primary role on the team.
Yeah. But luckily, he has that wonderful ultimate, so even if he is squishy, he's still going to be useful. He doesn't have to all-in and knock people. I think Maokai's ultimate is one of the strongest engages in the game. It covers the map, it goes across the entire map, like screen. Not necessarily, but it's just really good. Even if you're behind, you still have engage power on him.
Absolutely. And that's some good advice for low elo players. If you want a champion that will be useful even when your laning phase is really kind of messed up, Maokai is one of those champions. He will always be a useful champion, whether ahead or behind. Speaking of ahead and behind, the level 2 race on the bottom side went over to Team Unknown despite the flash being missing. We have another fight here, Death versus Vulpine Fury. There's that extra damage coming in from the Aurelion Soul. Not quite enough against Death. He has to back off because Kodo Draco showed up. Almost hits him. That was really close.
Yeah, that was a really close exchange there. I was worried that Vulpine was going to get killed there as the Elise came around the corner, but did path the right way out of lane. Oh, Colonel Combo
one more
misses.
auto. Oh, he gets the passive. Ignite is down from Colonel Combo. Bear goes in. First blood with the big ol' hammer auto attack.
Isn't Bear? Don't we usually see him playing on Malphite?
We do. We've seen him on Ornn a few times.
This is interesting. I know, but normally it's just Malphite one-tricking it in these things, so it's interesting to see him starting off with a different champion and getting first blood.
Absolutely. And that's... So, I think Ornn is one of the few tanks you want to get ahead. Just the levels make it so that he can give you the items faster, and the fact that he actually deals so much damage for being a tank. Flash forward onto Calavir, knocked over to the wall. He is ignited. Calavir is not going to waste his flash. He's trying his best to do the damage. He almost gets Poloyuto. Kiroro now in a 1v1 against Merrick. He definitely wins that.
Taric is just slapping him with his mace.
And they're going back in. Poloyuto wants to get the damage. The 2v1 will definitely go in the favor of Crush Counter. Kiroro is running away. Remember, he has no flash. He lands the Dazzle onto Merrick, and he makes it out alive. Quite the skirmish on the bottom side.
Yeah, luckily what is that called? Where the ice comes up? My brain just went blank.
Glacial Augment.
Glacial Augment. There we go. Oh, luckily the Glacial Augment did come up there, or I don't think he was going to get out. That Merrick may have been able to Twisted Advance onto him and slow him down, and they might be able to get another kill. But you know, playing really aggressive with no summoners in the bot lane there, and they definitely got. Oh, no, sorry, my wrong side. They played really aggressive on the other side, trying to punish the no summoners, but they get punished themselves.
Death flashes early. Alt Girl is there to deal some damage using the WQ to get away, and then the QE to slow down the Jarvan.
You know, when I make little mistakes like that, I always feel okay about it because
Comes Kodo Oh!
nice fly. I always feel okay
Very.
about it because even the guys at the LCS do the same thing sometimes.
Right.
And they're way more professional than I am.
Yeah, I mean, he makes it out. He knew what the combo was. Everyone knows Jarvan's combo, so he's able to dodge it out even though he flashed early. Priority on the bottom side, we can see it's definitely in the favor of Team Unknown. They're able to push up here for the Drake, but they are trading the Void Grubs instead. And this is a topic of conversation that has been quite divisive, let's say. Which is more important?
Yeah, from what I understand, you definitely don't want to let them get all three. If you can get one, that's fine. But people, I know the feeling is that the Ocean Drake, if you can get that early, it's still pretty worse if you don't get the grubs because you do get that bit of sustain in the. Oh my god, level 6 Hui.
And that's what happens.
Yep. As I'm saying, yeah, Death is
Here
farming.
comes the combo. Polayuto is stunned. He cleanses out. And Kodo?
Whoa.
Oh, he doesn't even need to use the repel. Ooh! He has to repel to get away from the Void Seeker. That was really close. But they burn the flash off the Kai'Sa. That's important. Still only level 5. And down 10 CS. It's going to be even further after this wave.
I would assume the gold is pretty close just because of the kill.
Another engage up on the top side. Missing the combo. Alt Girl throws the Dragon Strike before the Demacian Standard. Cannot layer the crowd control. Back on bottom side. Merrick is in some trouble. Kodo Draco is ignited. Calavir picks up the first kill. Kirobo gets the shield. He's still alive, stacking up the Blight. Calavir needs just one more spell. He does land it, and that's a double kill over to Calavir on the bottom side. Team Unknown pulling ahead.
Now this bot lane is exactly the same in stat line if you look at kills, deaths, and assists.
Yeah.
Just the only thing really separating is the CS right now, but you have a lot of action in the bot lane early, and you know Kai'Sa, as soon as the flash is up, it's down again. That always feels bad when you're playing bot lane and you had to blow an early flash. Oh,
no flash to avoid this one. Death is under severe attack. He is going to run away with the WQ. He makes it out. Goes in for a few more auto attacks. He sees Kiroro coming in. Crushing Maw will bring them back. Alt Girl is taking huge amounts of damage.
You see what I mean by if you don't burst him out and he just turns around and starts nuking you?
Yeah. Vulpine Fury dodges out everything.
I can tell Death.
Oh, he's going to go back in. He goes in. He lands the ultimate. Death is super low, but now Vulpine Fury's in a bad spot. He's going to get hit again, and Death picks up the kill. Way to go, Death.
I can tell Death has played a lot of this champion. You can see his combos are really smooth. There's not a lot of hesitate between each one, which is how you can tell a good way. And that's how you can tell if someone's good at Hui, is if their combos are like really smooth and you can tell they're not looking at the keyboard or thinking about which one to use next.
Exactly. Fighting up on the top side here. Bear versus Colonel combo. Eventually, this is going to turn... Oh, never mind. We got to fight on the bottom side. Merrick's in some trouble. And this is what I was looking for with the Team Unknown team comp. We know that Calavir Kiroro have their classic combo with the Varus Taric. You go down there, you get them gold, you're going to win the game. And I think Kodo Draco's doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, the bot lane is really starting to look bad here. Calavir's going with the on-hit build instead of the poke style, so they probably need a little more sustained DPS than just poke. I don't necessarily disagree. I know it's the harder one to play because you have to get so close, and where they have so much engage, I don't know if that's going to be a problem for them later in the game. But as strong as he is right now, I don't know if it'll matter. He might be able to just keep snowballing his lead.
I think the trade-off is they have another DPS threat in Hwei, right? Everyone's good, like the Teemo taunt. You go in on him, and then it saves Calavir. Vulpine Fury is jumping in with the Breath of Light, but he's gonna die there to the ultimate. Not quite, actually. Death is super low, but he manages to pick it up. He gets the E for the extra damage. Engage on the bottom side. Merrick is going to go full crowd control into Calavir. A nice ultimate from Pulayuto. No level 6 from Kiroro means he cannot ult him to save him. Kiroro gets the stun onto Pulayuto. Minion wave is here to help Taric,
I really
but
like the play
no
from
kill.
Merrick. He went in and got the passive auto attack to heal and stay alive long enough so Pulayuto could get the kill. Like, really good play, really good knowing the champion and what he can do and paying attention to your cooldowns.
We're going to have a fight up on the top side. We've got junglers roaming up to fight for these grubs, and mid lane coming up. Death is going to assist Kodo Draco. They are going to pick up 3 grubs of their own, with Alt Girl already going back. And Bear, if he had just a little bit more mana, he could throw out that Call of the Forge God and pick up another kill. He's doing really, really well.
Yeah, I feel Bear's play has improved every tournament, honestly. Like, I think this is the best I've seen him play.
Okay, I'm going to pause because we need to talk about a little bit of... Oh my gosh, we'll get to it in a minute. Death is going to run away. He'll be fine. Take a look at Twitch chat. Risabel says, Team CC, please kill Calavir. He didn't wake me up. I think that is the most savage message we've had in this chat, and I love it so much. Good to see you, Brisabel. Welcome back to the stream.
Rip.
They're spouses, everybody. It's a nice, playful tease. It's a good time. Vulpine Fury gets knocked out of the Dragon's Flight. Death now on a rampage here on the Hwei, doing quite well in the mid lane. Team Unknown setting up for the Drake. They've already taken out the mid lane, and now Rush Counter have to be careful.
Hwei is one of those champions that when they start to snowball, it's so hard as the other mid laner to really do anything against them because he has tons of range and poke, you know, with his QQ ability. There's a percentage of your health. And it's on a low cooldown compared to like the other abilities that you use with Q. And so he can just sit and poke you, and then all in you. And it's just really hard to play against this champion when he's fed. You really have to just sit back and let the lane push into you, and hopefully, you know, just farm up. And you are on Aurelion Sol, so you will outscale everyone on this team eventually. But at this point, the game is gonna probably have to go 40 minutes to get to that point.
That was a nice combo there, getting the EQ for the fear after already landing the empowered auto from the EE.
Yeah, that's really.
The names are killing me. I know it's Grim Visage, and I know it's doggone it. I had it this morning. I'm too excited to remember actual names. Stirring Lights, that's the one. But this is the engage here. Alt Girl is there, lands the knock-up combo. Death is super low. Vulpine Fury jumps in, does pick up the kill, and that's good shutdown gold over to the Aurelion Sol.
I don't know if the shield would have helped him, but it was a good try to get into it. Cast it just a little bit too far away, but I think the damage that Jarvan and Aurelion Sol were bringing, it wouldn't have saved him. But good try. Good gank to get that gold. Try to get your mid laner kind of back into the game.
Flash into the Dazzle. Pulayuto's in a lot of trouble. He has to ult away. Now the ultimate from the Taric is down. Merrick is doing his best. He's staying pretty healthy, actually. They get the stun onto the Aurelion Sol. Calavir picks up the kill onto Merrick. He changes target down to Pulayuto, who has to flash away. Kiroro is still pretty healthy, but he goes down to Vulpine Fury. Doesn't matter. Calavir flashes away. Going onto Vulpine Fury. Dragon's Flight will get him out very, very low. But this is what we were talking about. Look at Calavir go on the Varus.
Yeah, I really thought they were in trouble when I saw the TP coming down, but I mean, Varus is just huge right now, and they played it really well. And the way Pulayuto and Merrick split their damage in that fight is... Oh my gosh.
Well.
They played that fight.
Where'd the dragon
was
go?
Even shocked. Did you see that?
Where'd the dragon go?
Another
engage up on top side. Colonel Combo has to be careful. Bear and Kodo Draco are on the warpath. Gets the jump away. Bear has Call of the Forge God. He doesn't even use it. Colonel Combo goes down. Bear, with the assistance of Kodo Draco, not only pick up another kill, he's 2-0 on the Ornn, but this is first turret with that Demolish proc.
Yeah, this game is getting to that point where it's out of control now. Like you've gone past the point. I like to think 3 or 4K is a little bit easier to come back from, but once you kind of pass that 3K, 4K, the game starts to get really tough, especially when the other team has fed carries. And this game is about 5K ahead right now. So they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this team right now with Wei and Varus being so huge, because I don't think they're, even though they have all this engaged, they're just not gonna have enough damage to kill both the carries fast enough. They're gonna have to look at getting some picks, but it's getting to that point in the game where they're gonna start grouping. You're gonna be moving your bot lane to the mid lane, and you're gonna just start controlling these objectives.
We have a Rift Herald summoned in the mid lane, charging in to get the extra Void Mites. Colonel Combo wants to fight. Alt Girl is here, as well as Vulpine Fury. They go on to Kodo Draco, but they have to remember he can jump away. He doesn't have time. No repel there for the Elise. Alt Girl still has... Oh, the Blast Cone got hit. Death is taking a lot of damage. In jumps Colonel Combo. That's the Demacia coming down. Colonel Combo picks up the kill. Nice engage. Good comeback attempt from Crush Counter.
Aurelion Sol is starting to get some kills now. You really do not want gold on him. You don't want him to be stacking. Like, I don't know what his stack count is right now, because he's a champion that, yeah, like, items are nice on him, but he doesn't scale as well with items as he does, like, with some other mid laners. It's more about getting his stacks.
Chain of Corruption into Dazzle means Merrick is dead, and there's really nothing else to say about it. Beautiful layering of the crowd control there. I think I would have liked to see the Mercury Shreds instead of the Boots of Swiftness.
Yeah, they have too much CC, and if you're going to be engaging a Maokai, you don't want to be stuck in the middle of all that CC and just die like that just happened there. So I definitely believe the Merc Treads would have been better. I don't think you really need to be super speedy at this point with the range you can engage on with Jarvan. Let Jarvan go in first, and then you can follow up with your engage. Like, at this point, you're too far behind to be initial engage. You have to be follow-up.
There's another engage onto Alt Girl. Is not going to land the Q. Misses the combo. Death is teleported in. Merrick is here now. It is a 4v4, but that's the Spiraling Despair. Merrick flashes away. He won't take as much damage, but there's another engage. Death already gets the kill onto Alt Girl. Colonel Combo goes in onto Death, but he is invulnerable. Polayuto in the backside after using the ultimate. He goes down. First ultimate, Call of the Forge God will land the knockup. Merrick gets hit with the stun, and that is an ace. A clean ace at that. Team Unknown pick up the team fight with a triple kill for Death.
And now it's just a free dragon. Luckily, Baron's not up, or that would probably be a free Baron right now, but the Rift Herald should be spawning pretty soon.
I think they already got it.
Did they get it? Okay.
Yeah, and they crashed it into the mid lane.
Right. Too much is going on. I was looking at stats.
We got to get back used to all the action from these teams. And, you know, I love what you said earlier about how someone might say, oh, they just got out drafted, and I disagree with that. I think the draft from both teams is great, just like you talked about. Just Team Unknown knew what they had to do to make theirs work. We see Merrick. Can he get the steal? He can't. No.
Sapling's too not strong enough.
No, there's no brush in there like with the Ocean Soul.
Yeah. But yeah, they've definitely taken their leads and pushed it. And Caliber's played really, really well with positioning and following up on damage. Tarek, really good with the ultimates. It's stopped a lot of damage. Like Colonel Combo's last engage, right when the ultimate comes up, so none of his damage is actually going through, and pretty much just negates everything they wanted to do. I don't know how they're gonna kill anyone, because they don't have enough damage to pick anyone off, it seems right now. Like even Hui, it took 3 people to kill Hui earlier. And they used like all their ultimates and all their abilities, and Hui still took them all to half health.
It's got to be the waiting game for Crush Counter. We talked about how Aurelion Sol scales. You just got to let him get those stacks, and getting caught out like that is not the way to do it. Luckily, the Blast Cone was there. Vulpine Fury makes it out, but you've got to put your eggs in the Dragon Basket. Absolutely.
There's a lot of standing gold on the map still for Crush Counter. You've got towers still up, all tier 1s, and they all have extra money attached to them. So I think right now the best focus would be not to fight, farm, and just like let Camille kind of push down these side lanes and try to get these towers. Eventually Camille will outscale Ornn, but everyone's behind right now. So
Yeah.
they need to farm and they need to get these towers and get these bounties. That's the only way they're going to have a chance, because this gold lead is just ballooning every time these two teams come together.
Exactly. And taking a look at items, you're supposed to be able to complete a core item every 10-ish minutes. So here at 1948, we should be seeing second items either done or coming up. And Ornn already has his 2, Hui has his 2, Varus has his 2, and we have literally 1 on the side on Camille. Like, not even components for a second. And so, to what you were saying, just so far behind, that's exactly it. I think you're right. You gotta let Camille go get those turrets. It'll get the extra team gold with the bounties and get one of those big engage tools, some money, so she can actually be a useful champion.
Oh, they're gonna try to sneak this. Colonel Combo does not have TP just yet, so he cannot join. I think this is probably a free Baron. I wouldn't die. You're not gonna get this Baron. Like, they've already got position on you. You're just gonna have to let it go at this point in time.
I agree. They're too late. Merrick. Yeah.
Wei is
Merrick
just
died.
destroying people. Get out of the way.
Yes. All right, I'm going to say it so that no one else in chat has to. There are way too many jokes going on today.
Oh, I think someone already said it.
Ah, darn it. Okay, Baron push here in the middle. Colonel Combo has joined the team. Let's see if the Aurelion Soul Wave clear is enough.
Way damage.
Alt Girl wants to go in, gets stunned instantly. Death is unstoppable. Another stun there onto Colonel Combo. In comes the Taric ultimate. They're going to dive this turret. Polo Yuto is dead. Turret aggro is on Kiroro, meaning that everyone else can deal all of the damage. They take down the turret. Merrick on the backside is going to make it out. Vulpine Fury is slowed. He is knocked up and slain. Death is dominating. That's going to be the inhibitor. 22 minutes. And this is going to be Team Unknown coming in super, super quickly and super strong to get the first win of the day. Let's see if they can close it out. Kiroro manages to make it out. Very, very close. Death timers are long. They've got the Baron up minions. Team Unknown are able to close out another kill onto the Jarvan. In goes the Kai'Sa, dies godlike death, and the Nexus is down. Team Unknown win game number 1.